Today, I want to talk about overthinking. And I think this is a really interesting topic to discuss because I definitely felt in the past that people don't necessarily understand where I'm coming from. So I want to be able to shed some more light on this issue. And this will happen by me talking about some of the problems in which overthinking can create, but also some of the potential solutions to overthinking and to just help us be able to manage this in the most effective way possible. I think a big problem with overthinking is that you feel as though no one really understands where you're coming from. An example of this is if someone tells you to just stop overthinking, but this makes the situation worse. It's like, for example, if I told you to just stop thinking about a car, and now you're probably more likely to think about a car than before this video. So I think it's important to just understand this perspective. Another problem in regards to overthinking is that you can continuously obsess about the negative aspects of the situation, and this could make your mind go into a spiral and you just keep going and keep going and keep going. But the other problem with this is that it stops you from acting to do the things you need to do to actually solve that problem. So this again makes you feel worse about yourself and think that you can be doing something to help the situation instead of continuously thinking about the negative consequences of it. I think one of the easiest things to do, especially in the short term, is to act. And by this, I mean, for example, going to the gym, because then you're able to focus on that physical activity instead of the thing that you're worrying about. I think it's particularly effective if the issue isn't necessarily a big deal and you need something to take your mind off it. I think the other thing, which is more effective in the long term, is to, of course, actually work on that thing that you're worried about in any way. And this is because starting is just going to put you in a better place regardless. It's going to make you happier because you're actually working on that goal. And it's also going to get you closer to what you need to do as well. I said earlier that one of the difficulties is when you know that you should be acting, but you keep thinking instead. So I think that one of the ways to help with this is to think when you know you can't act. And by this, I mean, for example, if you're commuting or you're on a walk, because there's not really much else you can do anyway. So you may as well use the time to be able to think and deliberate about these things and it not be at the opportunity cost of acting and doing what you need to do. I also think it's really important to have some sort of outlet. For me, I actually quite like to use social media because it means I'm able to connect with as many people as possible. But this could also include relationships with family, with friends, with a partner, to be able to express the way that you feel and your different thoughts. As well as this, even if you're not ready to talk to other people, you could just write out what you think. And this has really helped me as well because you're able to really process through all of your thoughts without having to worry about what someone else thinks. I hope this has been a valuable insight into overthinking, the potential problems with it, but also the ways you can mitigate it. I was actually going to say a funny overthinking joke, but then I started thinking too much about it.